So, this document, I think, is very beautiful for many reasons, and it helps me show you what I believe is meaningful for me to be here addressing you today. And that is that, my great-grandfather and my uncle, Ricardo, used to be here and used to swim here in the river in El Monte, somewhere along there. We guess. We don't know which river they refer to, but it doesn't really matter. And we really like this letter because it refers so specifically to space and to community, like the compañeros, how good they are, to space, the river, how good it makes me. And it's all a feeling of, being at home and feeling comfortable, and even recreating and spending, time here, feeling good or recovering from health. And there is something rather unusual in the way that Maronismo is usually depicted. That is, it emphasizes struggle and, resistance, which of course they did a lot for most of the time. I mean, Ricardo's complaining that he's not struggling while he's been here. But we also like it very much because it speaks of leisure, and it's very unusual for them. And it addresses, and it, refers to El Monte, which is great. For me, it is important to be here because I think that it closes a circle made out of exile and deportation and melancholy, really. That has to do with the dwellings of people that escaped oppression and, built relationships to resist oppression, and that, happened in our communities, even though we have to recall those stories and bring them back again to memory.
I want you to think about just life here in El Monte, what it's like here, what does it smell like, what does it feel like, and when you wake up in the morning, what do you hear outside your window, outside in the world? Just start imagining, like, what are the sounds, the smells, the feels, just any sensory experience that you have when you're in this community.
Is that then, as often now, workers in agriculture and other things, Mexicanos, migrated. So you'd have a home base, and a lot of people, they live in El Monte, for example, at Hicks Camp, and if you go over to the park, there's one man, I forget his name, but his words and his memories were there, and he talked about working in El Monte in the berries, but then going to Salinas for lettuce, Salinas is still lettuce, going into the San Joaquin Valley, picking cotton, picking other crops, and then returning to El Monte. So that was very common. And you had groups of people that would go, often familiares, family, friends, compadres, comadres, would go to work together, and they'd form labor crews. And those became really important in how people organized.
¿Verdad? Precious knowledge. Quetzalcóatl significaba precious knowledge, como sabiduría preciosa. Y eso es todo, son los libros de Chicano Studies, son los artes de Chicano Studies, pero también ellos me corregían, me decían, no nomás son los libros, son los padres y las madres de los estudiantes, son los estudiantes ellos mismos, la sabiduría que ellos traen a la clase. Ellos tienen mucha sabiduría, muchas enseñanzas, y necesitamos sacarlos eso de ellos. Porque la clase tradicional, el estudiante latino entra y el maestro dice, un problema, pero si no habla mucho, esa persona no tiene nada que contribuir, yo les voy a enseñar todo. Y los maestros chicanos de Arizona decían, no, la sabiduría también está en los estudiantes y sus familias y sus comunidades. y se tiene que valorizar. Muy profundo.
Why then, I ask myself, would I focus just on the leader when he himself worked so hard to communicate the idea that everyday people were the ones themselves who held the power to change this prevailing social order? That's a lot of fancy talk for saying this guy right here knew that the only way things were going to change was by these people, right? The people he's addressing. So again, I'm trying to make the image actually reflect the content of his speech, rather than simply put it up his face. It's handsome, we've seen it before, it's great, but I wanted to mess with that a little bit. So, as with my previous image of the 1933 berry strike, I chose one central iconic element, that of Mr. Magon's fabulous mane of curly hair, which I actually, to be honest, I got this right here by looking at a picture of your great-grandfather, Enrique Flores Magon. He has a picture called Mis Cinco Cuates, probably familiar with that. Sure. And it's a great shot of the back of his head. I thought, that's what I'm going to use as a model. So it's Ricardo Flores Magon, but with his brother as a model, just as a little background knowledge. So like I said, I focus on him, but I also made the emphasis of the viewer to be put on the people themselves.
Horses, silver and gold. Band of robbers is on the road. Coming down from the mountains, someone's gonna pay. Watch him get away. I remember not long ago, California belonged to Mexico. The robber Vasquez is on the loose, running from the hangman's noose. Some